I was a victim of a drunk driver. While working Temple Station, I was in my marked patrol car about 2 o'clock in the morning and parked on the side of the road, and a drunk driver in a 4x4 pickup truck rammed into the back of my patrol car. At first, I'm thinking, okay, I'm a police officer. What do I do? You know, is my car okay? Do I chase after him? First, I assessed, okay, am I okay? So I, kind of sat there for a moment, said, okay, yeah, I'm okay. Now, I put my car in a drive to see if my patrol car was okay, and it was running. So I chased after this person. Person wouldn't stop. I had my red lights and siren. I notified my partners. I ended up, actually, the vehicle ended up getting disabled. He turned a corner. One of his tires was flat, but crashed into a tree. Where panic set in is I tried to open my door, and I didn't realize the extent of the damage. I couldn't open my door, so had to make a decision. Do I climb over the seat and risk, I don't know who this person is, tinted windows, getting shot, or do I sit there with my gun out and wait to see what happens? Fortunately, this person wasn't armed. My partners arrived. I climbed over the seat. Later, we found out he was drunk. He was convicted of hit and run, felony hit and run, and he was also convicted of drunk driving. I was looking, like the rabbi this morning, on the internet. According to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, in 2006, an estimated 17,602 people died in alcohol-related traffic crashes, an average of one every 30 minutes. These deaths constitute 41% of the 42,642 total traffic fatalities. Of these, 13,470 involve a driver with an alcohol of 0.08 or more of an alcohol level. And 0.08 in the state of California is the legal limit. You can still be arrested for having a limit under that, but the legal limit for the state of California is 0.08%. In order for us to arrest somebody below that 0.8%, we would have to articulate how the person is driving, what makes that person impaired in order to make that arrest. On average, somebody is killed by a drunk driver every 39 minutes. That's incredible, with life being lost just to a drunk driver every 39 minutes. In the city of West Hollywood, for the first 3 months of the year, we had 21 DUI-related traffic collisions. And what you have to realize with the city of West Hollywood, we're only 1.9 square miles, so it's quite a small city for the amount of traffic collisions that we have. 46 people were arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs in the first 3 months of the year. Here in West Hollywood, we conduct saturation patrols, and what that means is that instead of setting up a DUI checkpoint, what we do is we have several units that drive around the city looking for specific traffic violations, and then in turn we stop those cars for the traffic violations, and then we determine whether or not those people are drunk or not. Like the rabbi said, everybody usually, people have celebrations. My advice is, if you're gonna drink, please, call a cab, call a friend, because I've personally seen a lot of traffic collisions where the person is drunk. People have lost their lives, people have lost limbs, people have lost jobs, family, because of drunk driving. So please, if you're gonna drink, just be responsible and think before you drive. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gomez. know, every 39 minutes is just absolutely unacceptable, and it's, you know, just bringing all this to our attention is so valuable for every one of us. Right now, I'd like to introduce to you Kathy Oliva, and she is a family friend and also, you know, the mother of Nikki, who will be speaking later. So, Kathy?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me. These are just some random thoughts and memories that I have of Boris with our family and with my daughter Nikki, who really, Boris was her best friend. Meeting Boris in her classroom was the highlight of my daughter Nikki's first day at her new school. When I picked her up at the end of the day, she ran to the car and was really happy. She could not wait to tell me about Boris. She said he was funny, but a little shy. He wore glasses and hated wearing the school uniform as much as she did. She also told me he was Russian and that he was Jewish and that he loved the cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants. They shared the same taste in music and video games. I realized immediately that she already had made a very good friend. Over the years, Boris came to spend a lot of time with Nikki and with our family. In fact, we all think of him as an honorary Oliva family member. His name is even listed among the highest scorers on the Miss Pac-Man arcade game in our family room. He loved our two little dogs, and they loved him. Roxy and Hollyberry will miss him also. Boris had many special qualities. He was a steadfast and loyal friend who instinctively recognized the value of giving to others and sharing his talents with them. He enjoyed life to the fullest and brought his unique light and joy to whatever the moment brought to him. He was inquisitive and funny, but took time to smell the roses. A few years ago, Boris joined our family for a much anticipated holiday trip to our home in Long Island, New York. It was to be his first trip outside of California, and he could not wait to see if it would snow. I told him that heavy snow on Long Island is a rare thing because of its closeness to the Atlantic Ocean. But somehow, we arrived late at night to the sight of a few falling snowflakes. Boris was really excited, and in the quiet early morning hours, he was up with his nose pressed to the window pane, watching the snow fall. By the next morning, there was so much snow, we could hardly open the front door. Nikki and Boris bundled up, and we went off in search of a hill for them to go sledding on. While my husband and I watched, Boris and Nikki sledded for hours, got soaking wet, and had the time of their lives. A few days later, there was an even bigger snowstorm, and they continued their outdoor fun. Who could forget Boris's face blowing smoke circles in the cold air? Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, a learned and much beloved and wise man, once said, "It is not enough for me to ask a question. I want to know how to answer the one question that seems to encompass everything I face. What am I here for?" Even though he was here but a short time, Boris really knew what he was here for. His gift of friendship was precious to many. His love for his family was boundless. His concern for others was obviously important, as shown by his desire to study to be an EMT, and he would have eventually become a wonderful medical doctor. During his journey in life, Boris grew from a shy, intelligent young boy to a young man who wanted to make a difference in the world. He believed in his God and rejoiced in his Jewishness. All of the Olivas will miss him with all of our hearts. He made an impact on us forever. We will always have wonderful and special memories of our times with him to help us keep him close and remember him by. Godspeed, Boris. Shalom.
Right now, I'd like to introduce David Kopp, who is the director, the youth director for the Pasadena Chabad.
So, the last month has been interesting. I didn't know Boris for that long, especially in comparison to how long many of you knew him. but it didn't take long for me to like him. It was pretty much instantaneous, and